The spiritual domain heavily overlaps the informational domain, the world of patterns. I don't think there's a complete reduction of one domain to the other, but there is considerable overlap. Consider a few spiritual ideas. Telling the truth is of spiritual importance. Lies destroy, while the truth heals. Now, this is not a claim about atoms or specific biological entities. This is a claim about general patterns. Humans act based on their ideas about the world, and lies create intrinsically disharmonious patterns, while the truth creates harmonious patterns, at least in the long run. Relationships that are based on deception are intrinsically unstable and dangerous to humans, while relationships based on the truth are solid and stable. This principle is both abstract and true. The truth is a pattern in the abstract domain, which lies above the material. How about this spiritual idea? You cannot overcome evil with evil, but you overcome evil with good. Now, this is also a claim about patterns. It's about how some patterns relate to others. Revenge begets revenge. This is true both empirically and theoretically. I often think back to a conversation I had with Dr. Harini Kaur from New Zealand, who told me about the never-ending cycles of revenge within indigenous Maori groups. These cycles were only stopped once Christian settlers introduced to them the concept of forgiveness, which was revolutionary. The pattern of forgiveness is logically incompatible with the pattern of revenge. The two cannot exist together. Therefore, forgiveness, when manifested in the world, is a kind of destruction of revenge. How about this claim? Spiritual warfare is real. Well, how humans relate to other humans is an objective pattern in the world. Some relationships are objectively harmonious, like a loving marriage, a safe and healthy community, and other relationships are discordant, like a spiteful marriage or a toxic and dangerous community. The reality of social harmony is dependent on an astronomical number of variables, including physical, economic, political, cultural, psychological factors, biological factors, and all of these intersect with the spiritual. The health of your body is connected to nutrition. Your nutrition is connected to your ideas. Your ideas are connected to a million other information structures. Controversial subjects like pornography and drug use are fundamentally spiritual subjects. Their effects are objective and real in the domain of patterns. Spiritual degradation will eventually manifest in the world as physical degradation. How about this idea? The spiritual world is invisible. We see patterns differently than we see material objects. So a toxic marriage doesn't have a color or a smell or a surface area. It's a pattern which is grasped intellectually and felt intuitively. We see it in terms of understanding very abstract relationships, and we can feel it in our guts. For example, the danger and chaos of physical warfare is very easy to observe with your senses. But the danger and chaos of spiritual warfare has to be grasped with the intellect or felt by the intuition. What about this last idea? The spiritual world is timeless and eternal. Think about it. Political leaders can be assassinated, but assassination itself as a pattern can't be destroyed. Individuals can stop lying. Lying itself is not going to go anywhere. You can individually run away from love, but you can't kill the pattern of love. Humans are creatures whose heads and hearts seem to intersect this spiritual world. We have the ability to instantiate or not instantiate patterns. There is no murder in my neighborhood, but at any point that pattern can be instantiated. The spirit of hatred is always there. The question is whether or not that spirit will find a host. There's a never-ending battle going on, whether or not specific patterns will be instantiated, and it takes spiritual strength and discipline to fight it. It's important to reiterate that the spiritual world does not entirely reduce to the informational world. The metaphysics are complex and confusing. So the next article on this subject will be on matter and spirit.